Hello, welcome to the video of the 2020 to 2023 Transportation Improvement Program Workshop as presented by the Genesee Transportation Council. My name is Alex Cohn, the Assistant Director of GTC. This video is created to convey the information presented by GTC and the New York State Department of Transportation at the TIP applicant workshop held at the NYSDOT Rochester Regional Office on Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. This presentation is intended for eligible sponsors submitting an application for federal transportation funding as part of the 2020 to 2023 Transportation Improvement Program. This presentation will cover three topics. First, an overview of the 20 to 2023 TIP. Second, the application process. And third, notes about the online application. The TIP is a 4-year program of federally funded transportation projects in the region. It includes the specific schedule, cost, and funding of each phase of every project. All projects receiving federal funds are required to be included in the TIP. The TIP is the implementation of the priorities of the adopted 2040 Long-Range Transportation Plan, whose top investment priority is maintaining and improving the safety and efficiency of the existing transportation system. As a result, the vast majority of the funds programmed in the current TIP are devoted to maintaining the existing transportation system of highways, bridges, and public transportation. Other priorities include the development of bicycle and pedestrian facilities, maximizing the use of existing infrastructure through technology, as well as other operational strategies, and mitigating negative impacts on air quality. The TIP must be fiscally constrained such that projects may only be programmed with federal funds within the limits provided to the GTC board. The TIP includes all federally funded transportation projects in the 7-county area shared by GTC and NYSDOT Region 4. Both agencies conduct a joint process, so all projects, regardless of their location either in the Rochester Metropolitan Planning Area or in the surrounding counties, are submitted through a single application. The federal aid road system is determined by the functional classification of roads. All roads, except those classified as rural minor collector or local, are eligible for federal aid. The federal aid eligibility of all roadways in New York State can be found on the Roadway Inventory System Viewer. The link is included in this presentation, as well as on the TIP page on the GTC site. While roads classified as rural minor collector or local are not eligible for federal aid, public bridges over 20 feet long that are on these roads are eligible for federal aid. These are referred to as off-system bridges. Bicycle and pedestrian facilities are eligible on all roads, regardless of the functional classification. Trails are also eligible. These facilities must have an integral relationship to the surface transportation system. All public transportation projects that use federal funds must also be included in the TIP. The 2020 to 2023 TIP is an update to the currently adopted TIP, covering federal fiscal years 2017 through 2020. The current TIP already has programmed projects in fiscal year 2020. GTC and NYSDOT staff do not expect significant changes to those projects scheduled for construction in that year. Projects added as part of this update will likely be programmed in the last 3 years of the new TIP. Applicants should not propose any phase of a project prior to October 2019. Any municipality, whether it is a city, town, or village in the 7-county TIP region, is an eligible project sponsor. Non-transportation entities can propose a project, but it must be completed in conjunction with a municipal or agency sponsor. The sponsor will be responsible for administering the project and entering into a state-local agreement with NYSDOT. The federal funds included in the TIP are reimbursement programs. Project sponsors will be required to pay project costs prior to reimbursement from NYSDOT. The TIP Development Committee is facilitated by both GTC and NYSDOT Region 4 staff. The membership consists of representatives from the 4 counties in the metropolitan planning area: Livingston, Monroe, Ontario, and Wayne, in addition to the City of Rochester and RGRTA. The Federal Highway Administration and the Federal Transit Administration review the draft TIP to ensure the projects and the process comply with federal requirements. GTC and NYSDOT Region 4 staff will evaluate the projects by mode per the criteria shown in Appendix B of the TIP Guidebook. This evaluation will serve as the starting point for discussions by the TIP Development Committee. The TDC will review and discuss the technical evaluation and make adjustments as necessary to reflect funding considerations, geographic balance, environmental justice, and other factors. The draft program of projects will be provided for a 30-day public review. During this public review period, GTC will host multiple public meetings in early March 2019. All public comments will be forwarded to the TDC and the GTC Planning Committee. They may recommend changes to the program of projects based on the input received. If there are significant changes proposed, they will be made available for a second public review period. After the second public review, the GTC Planning Committee will recommend a final draft program of projects for consideration by the GTC Board. Pre-applications are a new option for project sponsors. This includes the first 5 sections of the application, such as project scope, limits, and budgets. If requested, sponsors can meet with GTC and NYSDOT Region 4 staff to discuss their projects and how applications can be strengthened for the final submission. These sections must be completed online by October 5th. Final applications, including all sections, are due on November 9th. The TIP will be approved by the GTC Board at its meeting in June 2019. Resources for the TIP application can be found at gtcmpo.org/TIP_update, including the online application, guidebook, and frequently asked questions. The following notes are essential for completing online applications. There is one online form for both the pre-application and the final application. Parts 1 and 2 are required to be completed before November 9th. However, the completion of Part 1 is necessary to participate in the pre-application review meetings. The one form is enabled by the feature to save and resume later. This button is located on the bottom of each page of the application form and can be selected at any time. A hyperlink will be created for the saved form. There is an option to receive an email with the links as well. I would like to stress that links change after each revision to the form. It is important to maintain track of your application links. There is a maximum of 25 megabytes for all attachments per application. Please reduce the size of attachments so the sum of the files does not exceed this limit. Lastly, the electronic signature is located on the final page of the application. The button to submit the application may only be clicked once, so please only do so when the application is finalized and ready for GTC and NYSDOT review. My contact information is below if you have technical issues. Joel Kleinberg with NYSDOT Region 4 and myself are the primary contacts for the TIP process. If we cannot answer your question, we will promptly refer you to someone who can. Thank you for your time and being valued regional partners.